Last week, I let my VA go, not because they were doing a bad job, but because I built an AI agent that can do their job better and faster and for less than $50 a month. Look, I was skeptical too. I've spent over 10 years working with VAs to help build my business, and the idea of replacing them with AI just felt, well, wrong. But after building this system in Make.com that I'm going to show you in just a second, I was honestly shocked at what it can do. So if you're a business owner and you're watching this and you work with VAs, you probably know the drill. There's training and retraining, there's different time zones to figure out, there's responding to Slack and email, and let's not forget those 2-week surprise notices. You know what I mean. In the next 15 minutes, I'm going to show you exactly how to build an AI agent in Make.com that can create custom lead magnets on demand, qualify prospects using AI, book calls with perfect fit clients, and never asks for a vacation day. And I just want to be real with you here. This is not about replacing humans with AI, although it's just inevitable that that's going to happen. All right, let's jump over to my laptop and I'll show you how this works. Before we get into the actual tutorial, I want to just show you the interest around AI agents and Make.com right now. You can see on Google Trends, there is an exponential curve over the last 12 months for the search term AI agents. So now is prime time to be learning how to build them. If we look at Make.com, we can see not quite exponential, but it's on the rise. So if you learn these tools, you're going to gain some super valuable skills, and these skills will be extremely valuable to companies, and you'll be able to sell your services like I do with my AI agency. Before I dive into Make.com, I'm going to show you an example of how this funnel works. Now, if you run a business online, you'll know about lead magnets. And the cool thing about this funnel is we're able to take survey responses and then personalize a lead magnet, and in my case, a custom report with the information that they give us in the survey. We send that information to ChatGPT. It then generates some custom text about their business and problems. It does some calculations, which I'll show you in a minute, and then it creates a custom report and sends it directly to the lead through Go High Level. Let me show you how this works, and then we can jump into the technicals of the behind the scenes. I'm going to run through this real quick with some data that I've already put in here for the solar industry. Boom, we're done. The next step in my funnel is a call booking page. I'm going to book a call, and then we're going to see what's happening on the back end. And boom, we're done, straight over to the thank you page. So let's take a look at Make.com and Go High Level and see what's going on underneath the hood. This is what's happening in Go High Level. We've got the survey submitted. It's then sending that information over to Make.com with a webhook. And then I send the report in an email, and Make.com is going to send the share link for the Google Doc. It's going to put it in a custom field in Go High Level, and then I can use that custom field in this email. This is the custom field. We've also got the appointment start time as well. Let me show you the contact record so you can see the link that's generated. In this test link, we scroll down and we can see the pricing report has been generated automatically without me doing anything. We could see the appointment's been scheduled, the first email has been sent out. I'm mentioning the report will be ready in 3 to 4 hours just to make it look like I'm putting some effort into creating it. And then here's the text message to confirm the appointment. This is all happening in Go High Level. Let's take a look at the report. As you can see, we've got the dynamic fields that have been inserted. We have the name, and then we have the introductory couple of paragraphs that are relating to their business, the amount of leads they've got, how much they're spending on ads. We've got the calculation in the projected revenue. I'm going to show you the template in just a moment when we get into Make.com. So this is the custom report. I think it's pretty cool. We're in Make.com. As I mentioned earlier, Go High Level is sending a webhook to this workflow. This webhook is then grabbing the survey data, sending it to the ChatGPT module. There's a prompt in here, and then getting a JSON format as the output, And then there are sections that I'm customizing in the report, like the summary section and the projected revenue section. I'm telling ChatGPT what to create and what to write for these sections. And then we use the JSON to insert it as a custom field into the Google Doc. And we can see all these custom fields. This is from the survey in the webhook. This is from the JSON module here. And so is this. So we just add in these custom variables where we need them. And the way that works in the Google Doc is using these double curly brackets for any piece of information that you want to insert using make.com. Final two steps, getting the share link for the Google Doc so we can send that link to the contact, and then we update the field in Go High Level so we can send the link to the lead. That's the basic overview. Right now I'm going to go into each step in a lot more depth so you can see how to build this for yourself. Now, before I get into the specifics of the workflow that I'm about to show you, I just want to remind you there is a bunch of templates in make.com that can do pretty much anything you can think of. The reason why I'm giving you this dynamic lead magnet example is it's something that I've built for myself that's working in my business. But don't let that limit you or hold you back. Whatever process in your business or idea you can think of, break it down into individual steps of what needs to happen, what data should get passed to the next step, where you use the ChatGPT modules. Do you want to post to social media? Do you want to add something to a Google Sheet? You can do all of these things in make.com. There's a bunch of templates here. I'm not going to go into all this right now, but I just wanted to give you a heads up. When working in make.com, every scenario, every workflow starts with a trigger. In my case, it's a webhook, which is essentially a link that we add in Go High Level, and then this sends data from the previous step in this workflow. Super simple. The next step is to add a OpenAI module, and for this you'll need to connect your OpenAI account. If you don't have a ChatGPT account, then you can go to openai.com and set up an OpenAI account. It's separate, it's the developer section where you can create custom apps and things, and this is the integration that you'll need. Put about 20 bucks of credit into the account for the tokens, and then you'll need to go to the API keys section, create new secret key up here in the top. Then you just copy and paste the key into make.com so you can connect to OpenAI. I'm using GPT-4o, the role as a user. This is my prompt. This is the most important part of this entire flow. If you get some weird output, then it's most likely your prompt. I'm specifying that I want a JSON format. Okay, that's super important. I'm setting the tone, setting the format, giving the content, importing the details from the survey, using this section here as a summary section so I can tell ChatGPT what to create, so I can insert this into the report and also the projected revenue. Another important setting here is to scroll down and you go into the advanced settings, select the response format as a JSON object, and don't pass the JSON response. You can see this is all the information that we've got from the webhook, and you can insert any of this information into the prompt. The next step is to grab the JSON data. This is a simple parse JSON module. What I want to grab for this module is the results. So this is the output that ChatGPT is going to give me. Because I mentioned I want the JSON output for this ChatGPT module, that will make this module work properly because ChatGPT is giving me a JSON output. This is a JSON parsing tool, so it's going to parse the JSON that we can then pass through into the Google Doc. To connect your Google Drive, this is another slightly technical step. Make.com have a great help section, so just follow this process. You're going to need to go into your Google Workspace admin, set up the OAuth, so Make.com can speak to your Google Drive and take actions on your behalf. I've set this up here. I'm not going to go into the specifics, but like I said, they've got a great tutorial here, so highly recommend you walk through that to set up the connection. Once I've set up the connection, I want to grab my template, which I showed you earlier. And as you can see here in this module, create a document from a template. It's going to duplicate my template, and then I'm going to add in the fields that I want. As you can see here, we've got all this information from OpenAI, from the JSON, and from the webhook. So I can pull that in wherever I want in the document where I've added those curly brackets. I'm adding the summary section here, which is from the JSON module, which is the data that I've got from ChatGPT, and the red stuff is all from the survey, which comes from the webhook. Now, to get all this information, you will need to run a test. So by having your funnel set up, you run some test data through it, and it'll pass that data through these steps. And once this data has been passed, you'll be able to add it into these fields. It's a very important step because you might be confused why you're not seeing this JSON output. You need to run data through it. The next two steps are super simple. Once you've connected your Google account, you'll just connect it with the Google Drive for this particular module. I'm grabbing the document ID from the Google Docs module, and I'm setting this type to anyone. And finally, I'm updating Go High Level. I'm grabbing the contact ID that I got from the webhook, and then I need to update the custom field with the link from the Google Drive. And we can find the pricing report share link. I'm going to drop that in there. You can see from the Google Drive, we look for the share link, we drop it in, and then we're good to go. In order to do the testing, you've got to click run once. This is going to open the listening phase of the webhook. So the automation is now listening for data to come through from the webhook. You then fill out your survey and you'll start to see this webhook working. The testing phase of your workflow here is super important. You're going to find there might be some errors with your prompt, or there might be some errors in your workflow. You've just got to keep running data through it and fixing each stage as you go along. Another cool thing you can do is run this module only. So it can basically run everything before this module and send you the information that you need. And if you do get stuck, there's a ton of information on the make help section. So that just about does it for today. If you've enjoyed this episode, please hit that like button and subscribe to my channel for more of these in-depth AI agent tutorials. If you've got an idea of what you want me to cover in the next video, drop me a comment below. And with that being said, thanks for watching. My name's Tom, and I'll catch you in the next one.